Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, GA groups oppose air traffic control privatization. Boeing launches larger capacity 737 MAX 10 at Paris Air Show. And FAI notes first anniversary of Solar Impulse 2's Atlantic crossing. Hello, I'm Christopher C. Odom. It's June 21st, 2017, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Following Wednesday's release of the language proposed by the U.S. House of Representatives, a consortium of general aviation groups has provided united opposition to the legislation introduced by Representative Bill Shuster. The latest documentation includes provisions, again, to turn the nation's air traffic control infrastructure and services to a privatized nonprofit board dominated by commercial aviation interests. The joint statement came from EAA, AOPA, NBAA, NATA, GAMA, and HAI. As we have previously stated, privatizing ATC is a bad solution in search of a non-existent problem, said Jack J. Pelton, EAA CEO and chairman. The unknown cost, transition, and fallout from this plan would be extremely harmful to general aviation. EAA supports modernization of the American airspace system, and progress is happening with the input of all the system stakeholders. This new legislation would do nothing to solve any current technology or efficiency issues, while undermining the world's most extensive general aviation system and disrupting the world's largest and safest air traffic control system. Boeing has announced the launch of the 737 MAX 10 as the newest member of the 737 MAX family at the 2017 Paris Air Show. The plane maker says the 737 MAX 10 will have the lowest seat mile cost of any single-aisle airplane ever produced. The airplane gained more than 240 orders and commitments secured from more than 10 customers worldwide. The 737 MAX 10 will deliver 5% lower trip costs and 5% lower seat mile costs. Design changes for the 737 MAX 10 include a fuselage stretch of 66 inches compared to the 737 MAX 9 and levered main landing gear along with the capacity to carry up to 230 passengers. Other changes include a variable exit limit rating, mid-exit door, a lighter flat aft pressure bulkhead, and a modified wing for low-speed drag reduction. Like Boeing's other 737 MAX models, the 737 MAX 10 incorporates CFM International LEAP 1B engines, advanced technology winglets, Boeing Sky Interior, large flight decks displays, and other improvements to deliver the highest efficiency, reliability, and passenger comfort in the single-aisle market. 737 MAX continues to be the fastest-selling airplane in Boeing history, accumulating more than 3,700 orders to date. After the break, first anniversary of Solar Impulse 2 Atlantic crossing.
Progressive Aerodyne's Sea-Ray Elite offers turbocharged Rotax power and Garmin G3X touch avionics. Incredibly well equipped, you can fly away in this best-in-category amphib for less than $160,000. Visit searay.com for more details.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, the new AMA drone report, our website or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. Solar Impulse 2 successfully completed the world's first solar-powered flight across the Atlantic on June 23, 2016, establishing a world first and setting 4 FAI records. The plane, which was piloted by Dr. Bertrand Piccard during its record flight across the Atlantic, took off at 2:30 a.m. local time from New York on June 20th, 2016. After almost exactly 3 days in the air, it landed at Seville International Airport in the south of Spain at 7:38 a.m. local time. It had flown for 71 hours and 8 minutes at a height of approximately 28,000 feet, covering a distance of approximately 3,653 nautical miles, a straight line distance of approximately 3,160 nautical miles between the 2 points. The team had hoped to land in Paris to echo the historic transatlantic flight of pioneer aviator Charles Lindbergh in 1927. However, bad weather meant the flight plan was rerouted south, and Seville was chosen as the safest option. The transatlantic flight was the 15th leg of the Solar Impulse 2 project to fly around the world. After 2 more legs, Seville to Cairo and Cairo to Abu Dhabi, it completed the journey on July 26, 2016, after 26,098 miles in the air. It's Thursday, which means it's time for an Aero Community Update, highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. One of ANN's most successful programs, an effort to keep our editorial efforts real, has been the use of stringers for some special event coverage. Choosing talented folks with writing, photography, and/or videography skills to supplement the ANN crew has resulted in a better focus on the stories and concerns expressed by real flyers all over the Aeroverse, especially at Oshkosh. We instituted the Aero-Stringer program over a decade ago to allow promising volunteer writers and photographers with a true passion for aviation to come aboard and help us cover Oshkosh through their eyes and keep us in touch with the true rank and file of the aviation world. Get your data in now if you want to be considered for what promises to be one of our most intriguing and unique Oshkosh adventures yet. Yes, big changes and ideas are in store again this year. If interested, please send samples of your stories and shots along with a little background to Jim at aero-news.net. You'll be working with the most energetic team in aero journalism. If you have video skills, send along a clip of your work and a list of the software and equipment that you're comfortable working with. After these messages, new leadership coming to the Civil Air Patrol.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight 4-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing a few of those other great stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Colonel Mark Smith has been selected as Civil Air Patrol's next Chief Executive Officer and National Commander by the organization's Board of Governors. A change of command ceremony with Major General Joe Vasquez, current CEO, National Commander, will be held during CAP's National Conference in San Antonio, Texas on September 2nd. Boeing executives say that in the next couple of decades, hypersonic passenger jets may become a reality. Boeing Chairman and CEO Dennis Muilenburg, speaking at the Paris Air Show, said that in the next decade or two, you're going to see them become a reality. Muilenburg said that there is still a lot of work to be done closing the business case for our customers. China's Spring Airlines has signed an agreement with CFM International for LEAP-1A engines to power 60 new Airbus A320neo, A321neo aircraft. The order is valued at nearly $1.7 billion. The aircraft, which were announced in 2015, are scheduled for delivery between 2019 and 2023. Leonardo and Lease Corporation International have announced an order for an additional 9 helicopters. The order is valued at over $120 million and covers the entire family of new generation helicopters, the Agusta-Westland AW139, AW169, and an AW189. Deliveries will commence this year and continue into 2018. 3 Bell 505 Jet Ranger X helicopters have been delivered to Canadian customers recently. The 3 Canadian customers accepted delivery of their aircraft at Bell Helicopters facility in Mirabel. The aircraft are configured for corporate and utility missions to support the business operations of the customers. The successful deliveries follow type certification from Transport Canada Civil Aviation in December and FAA certification in June. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now, let's get back to the rest of the news. The NBAA and the Alliance for Aviation Across America are praising a survey released by CNBC on June 19th, revealing widespread opposition to a proposal long pushed by the big airlines for giving oversight of the air traffic control to a new entity governed by a private board of directors. Proposals for privatizing ATC have been promoted as part of the ongoing congressional debate over the reauthorization of funding and programs for the FAA. CNBC's results showed that 53% of survey respondents said privatizing ATC would be a bad idea, while only 33% felt it was a good idea. As Congress debates FAA reauthorization, this survey provides a critical reminder that, by a nearly 2-to-1 margin, Americans continue to oppose ATC privatization, said NBAA President and CEO Ed Bolin. Bolin noted that previous surveys have consistently shown similar levels of opposition to ATC privatization among citizens. Concerns over the idea have also been raised by a host of aviation groups, organizations on the political left and right, elected officials at the federal and local levels, and others. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited stream daily, Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Keep flying. We'll see you tomorrow.